You probably studied the Romans at school. I certainly did. All the history books gave the impression that the Romans were white guys in funny togas and helmets, gladiator style. But archaeological evidence proves that wasn't the case. According to legend, the whole of Roman civilization started with two brothers called Romulus and Remus, who definitely did not get on. They founded Rome, which was the centre and heart of the Roman Empire. Like loads of legends, we'll never really know the truth behind the story. But there's no denying that for around 500 years, the Romans were in charge of lots and lots of countries. They conquered the Mediterranean, loads of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. Eventually, the Roman Empire covered 3 continents. So, the Roman Empire included people from countries that we now call Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco, which meant that black people were Roman citizens. Yeah, let that sink in for a moment. Just how did Britain fit into all this, you might ask? Well, when it came to Britain, the Romans were pretty keen to set up home here, and they invaded 3 separate times. The first time was in 43 CE, when Emperor Claudius was the big boss. Historians mostly agree that the Romans had successfully invaded and taken control by 87 CE.
AKA a really long time ago.
So it took a while. As the Roman Empire spanned so many countries, there was a load of travelling, with people from all over mixing and living together. North Africans would definitely have come to settle in Britain. In fact, there's evidence that the Romans didn't even really view race the same way we do now. The colour of your skin didn't mean anything about your place in society. The Romans didn't just know how to build roads, they also had some other really good ideas too. Now, you can't really invade all those countries and get to be the big boss without liking a good fight, can you? That's why the Romans had massive armies with powerful, scary soldiers called legionaries. It was thanks to them that the Romans conquered so many places. Some of the soldiers sent to protect the area we now call England, but which the Romans called Britannia, were from North Africa. In fact, a whole troop of North African soldiers called the Aurelian Moors were stationed around Hadrian's Wall, which was a proper border between England and Scotland, then called Caledonia, back then in the 3rd century. They got their name from Emperor Marcus Aurelius. These soldiers came from Mauritania, North Africa, now parts of Algeria and Morocco.
So there you go. The image you could have in your head of a typical Roman might not be quite right. It turns out their society was pretty multicultural, which is incredible.
To show you more about what I mean, I'm going to tell you about 2 important black people from ancient times who we know a little about, Septimius Severus and Ivory Bangle Lady. We don't have heaps of information from around this time that we can be sure of. I suppose they don't call it ancient history for no reason, but I'm going to do my best to fill you in on these 2 amazing people from our past. Septimius Severus, Roman Emperor, epic warrior, and political mastermind. Who was he? A Roman emperor from 193 to 211 CE. When was he around? The 2nd century. Why is he so important? Septimius ruled over large parts of Europe, including Britain. He was the founder of the Severine dynasty, with his descendants ruling the Roman Empire between 211 CE and 235 CE.